In today's video, we're highlighting the most affordable suburbs of Chicago. Let's do it. Welcome back to the channel and another episode of Chicago Suburbs Living. As always, I'm your host, John Sintage. I'm your go-to for all things real estate in the Chicagoland area. I'm your guide to real estate in the suburbs of Chicago. Are you looking to move to a suburb of Illinois, but worried about the cost of living and the quality of the schools? And just not sure, can I even afford to live in the suburbs of Chicago? Well, don't worry, because in this video, I'll be showcasing the most affordable suburbs that you can find within a 30 to 40 mile radius of the city of Chicago. All of these suburbs still have great schools, low crime rates, affordable homes, and lower cost of living relative to the surrounding areas. Illinois is home to many really great suburbs, but a lot of them can be really quite expensive. That's why I've narrowed down the list to the most affordable suburbs in the area that still offer everything you're looking for. One of the most important factors when looking for a certain area to live in is schools. The quality of the schools in the suburb matter. Luckily, these suburbs that I'm about to highlight have schools that are really highly rated according to niche.com, with a ranking of at least an A-. Another important factor is looking at homes with a lower cost of living index relative to the surrounding areas, because a ton of suburbs in Chicago have a really high cost of living. So we've narrowed this list down to suburbs that have a cost of living right around 110 or less. The national average is 100. So you really want, ideally, to have a cost of living index about 100 or less. None of these are going to have less than 100. It's the Chicago suburbs. It's just the game we play. It's the city we live in, and the cost of living is high. So we've looked at suburbs with a cost of living index right around 110 or less. We're also looking at home price. So we looked at suburbs with a median home sales price of less than $450,000. Keep in mind, we're only looking at detached single-family homes today. So we're not looking at condos or townhomes. We're looking at bigger homes, detached single-family homes for your growing family in a nice school district. So just keep that in mind throughout this video. And lastly, I know that for a lot of people watching this video, safety is a very high priority when it comes to where you're living. And so all of these suburbs have a much lower than average crime rate. You want affordable, but you don't want affordable because it's high crime rates, right? So we looked at affordable areas with lower average crime rates than the national average. Very important, especially when we're considering Chicago, which is notorious for higher crime rates in some pockets of the city. Before we get into these, I want to remind all of you that if you're looking to buy or sell in the Chicagoland area, if you're looking to move into Illinois, if you're looking to move within Illinois or out of Illinois, I can help you with that. I am a licensed realtor in the state of Illinois. I would love to help you out. All my contact information is below in the description of this video. It's also going to be on the screen. Reach out to me anytime. I'll be more than happy to help you. All right, let's dive right in. Our first affordable suburb is going to be Palatine. Palatine is located about 30 miles northwest of downtown Chicago with a population of about 68,000 people. It's got an A rating on niche.com overall and an A+ rating for schools. Township High School District 211 is a top 10 school district ranked in the state of Illinois according to niche.com. The median sales price of a single family home in Palatine is right around $384,000. So you can scoop up a nice home for under $400K here in Palatine. The crime rate in Palatine is lower than the national average. According to Neighborhood Scout's analysis of FBI crime data, Palatine has a crime rate of 17 per 1,000 residents. The cost of living index here in Palatine is also very reasonable at 109, which is, remember, we want to be close to 100 or below. So Palatine is 109 cost of living. Compared to some other suburbs around Palatine, very reasonable cost of living index. Our next suburb on the list of affordable suburbs in Chicago is going to be Crystal Lake. Crystal Lake is located about 45 miles northwest of downtown Chicago with a population of about 40,000 people. It's got an A- rating overall on niche.com and an A for schools. The median sales price for a single family home in Crystal Lake is $362,400. You can get in much lower than $400,000 in some areas in Crystal Lake. The crime rate in Crystal Lake is also lower than the national average. According to Neighborhood Scout's analysis of FBI crime data, Crystal Lake has a crime rate of 9 per 1,000 residents. And this means that Crystal Lake is safer than 68% of all cities, towns in the United States. Cost of living in Crystal Lake index is 102.6, so basically right at the average cost of living index for the United States. So you can get into a great school system, under $400,000 median price point, and basically an average cost of living for the country. That's about as good as it's going to get for cost of living in a nice area in a nice suburb of Chicago. Let's move on to New Lenox, which is located about 42 miles southwest of Chicago, downtown proper, and it has a population of about 28,000 people. New Lenox has an A- overall ranking on niche.com and an A rating for schools. Now, New Lenox is home to the Lincoln Way Community High School District, which is a top-ranked school district in the entire state. Lincoln Way Community High School District, guys, it's one of the best in the entire state, in the country. They have phenomenal sports teams, great academics. It's one of the best school systems around, 100%. The median sales price for a single-family home in New Lenox is about $424,950. A lot of new construction in New Lenox, a lot of nice new homes being built around that area as well. And New Lenox is one of the safest communities in the state of Illinois. According to the FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program, the chances of being a victim of a violent crime in New Lenox are about 1 in 1,492. So super safe community, and the cost of living in New Lenox is right around the national average as well. Cost of living index is about 102 in New Lenox. So guys, run, don't walk to New Lenox and Crystal Lake, like I mentioned earlier. All right, guys, next on our list of most affordable suburbs of Chicago is going to be Lake Zurich. Lake Zurich is located about 45 to 50 minutes northwest of the city of Chicago and has a population of about 20,000 residents. Lake Zurich has an A+ rating overall on niche.com, and Lake Zurich Community High School District 95 is the 24th best school system in the state of Illinois. So you're in a top 25 school district in the entire state, and you can get into a median single-family home for about $312,000. The crime rate in Lake Zurich also very low, lower than average in the country. Lake Zurich has a crime rate of 6 crimes per 1,000 residents. This is data from Neighborhood Scout's analysis of FBI crime data. That's where we pulled most of these stats about crime for all of these suburbs. This means that Lake Zurich is safer than about 85% of cities in the entire country. Lake Zurich also offers affordable cost of living relative to the surrounding area, with a cost of living index about 108. Again, you want to be close to that 100, so you're not too far off there in Lake Zurich as well. Beautiful community, great town, lots of things to do, great schools. Definitely do not sleep on Lake Zurich. It should be on your list to check out. Another affordable suburb of Chicago is going to be Orland Park. Orland Park's located about 35 to 40 minutes southwest of downtown Chicago with a population of about 60,000 people. It's a big town, it's a big suburb, lots of stuff going on in Orland Park. Orland Park has an A rating overall on niche.com, and it's also home to Consolidated School District 230, which is ranked 21st in the entire state of Illinois. Phenomenal schools in Orland Park. You can also get into a median-priced single-family home. You can scoop one up for about $377,500. So Orland Park and New Lenox, they're very close in relation to each other. They're both southwest suburbs of Chicago. You've got New Lenox with over $420,000 median sales price homes. A lot of new construction going on in New Lenox, like I said, nice big new homes. In Orland, you've got a mix of new construction and some older homes. Typically you're going to be looking at anywhere from like the 1970s to the late 90s for these median priced single family homes in Orland Park. Anything that's newer than that is going to be above the median sales price. The crime rate in Orland Park is much lower than the national average. According to Neighborhood Scout's analysis of FBI crime data, likely to be a victim of a crime in 8 out of every 1,000 residents. Orland Park is very conscious of crime, and they're very dedicated to having a very safe community. So if that's very important to you, definitely do not sleep on Orland Park. Cost of living though in Orland Park going to be slightly higher. It's going to be right around 111 with the cost of living index. This is for sure is going to be due to the large retail sector in Orland Park. Orland Park has a massive retail sector. There's millions of stores, shops, not millions, but quite a few stores, shops, things like that. People flock to Orland Park from all over the south suburbs just to spend their money at the stores. But overall, pretty affordable community and great schools. The last stop on our tour of affordable suburbs of Chicago was going to be Lisle. Lisle is situated about 25 miles straight west of Chicago downtown, and it has a population of about 23,000 people. Lisle has an A+ rating on niche.com and an A+ rating for schools. And a median sales price for a single family home right now in Lisle is $302,000. So as far as home prices go, it's got to be one of the most affordable areas with great schools and great amenities in the entire Chicago suburbs. Cost of living index is about 107, so another reasonable area relative to the surrounding area. So definitely keep Lisle on your list if you're looking for an affordable suburb with tons to do and great schools. So there you have it, folks. That's a look at some of the most affordable suburbs of Chicago that still have great schools, great amenities, decent cost of living, lower crime rates, and affordable homes. If you found this video valuable at all, please do me a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Again, if you need to buy or sell real estate in the Chicagoland area, I've got you covered. I am a licensed real estate professional. I'm happy to help you out. All my contact information is in the description of this video, and it's on the screen as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all on the next video.